Well, today's episode is going to be a short one with one review, and this is from the much recent event from Stardom in Maibara that took place on the 7th. As you know, we get closer and closer to certain matches that we're looking for later on this month. And of course, we have some news updates to tell what's been going on in the world of pro wrestling, such as what events are taking place, who's being booked, what matches are being set, any wrestlers injured or signed with any promotion, the whole enchilada. So, let's get ready for another episode of the Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to the Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, Jerry Hirsch. So, let's begin with Stardom in Maibara. Hopefully, pronounce it right. If not, then that's on me. So, this particular show took place on the 7th of June, which is uh, maybe 2 weeks ago. But let's get started with this one. We have our opening match, which is a tag team. We have members of Queen's Quest, Miyu Amasaki and Lady C, taking on Aya Sakura and Momo Kogo. Now, of course, with this type of match, you probably can guess the X factor could be because of Aya Sakura, who is in fact a newbie and hasn't picked up a win yet. Well, she did pick up a tag team win recently, but that's for another time. But this match, of course, I figured it's going to go to Queen's Quest. But in the end, it was, of course, Lady C with the chokeslam onto Sakura to pick up the win. Next up, we got Saki Kashima versus Waka. Now, this, people say this is a revenge from Saki Kashima. Now, those who don't remember, during the Cinderella tournament, Waka did face Saki Kashima and eventually beat her by applying the Aussie roll-up suplex. But the obvious thing is, will Kashima actually pick up the win? Well, she did. Instead of applying the Kishikase, she actually applied my emblem that allowed her to pick up the win and get her revenge for that particular match. Now, our next match, we have the members of Oedo Tai. We have Ruka, Momo Watanabe, Starlight Kid, and Natsuko Tora taking on Hanako, and the members of God's Eye. We're talking about Suri, Ami Sori, and Mirai. Now, of course, X factor of this match, you probably can guess, is Hanako, who also, like Sakura, has the least experience. But I have to say, Hanako has pulled up her own, as always, because we've seen what she can do in the ring as a very powerful wrestler, but not yet picked up the winning streak. But of course, she was going to be the one to take the fall when, of course, Momo Watanabe applying the diving Somato onto her, and boom, just like that, 1, 2, 3, Oedo Tai walks out as the winners. Next up, we have Club Venus, Mariah May, Xena, and Mina Shirakawa taking on Yuna Mizumori and the Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi and Tam Nakano. Now, keep in mind, there's still some issues resolving over the fact between both Tam and Mina over what transpired over the last couple of months between them. However, you probably would have thought that the last few times when we see the Cosmic Angels beating Club Venus that they would have overcome it. However, not this time. Apparently, Mariah May was able to pick up the win by applying the Happily Ever After. But right in the post-match, Yuna Mizumori felt that she has failed Tam and Natsupoi because her objectivity now is to join the Cosmic Angels. But however, Tam Nakano and Natsupoi didn't actually see it that way. They see that she does have what it takes to be a member of the Cosmic Angels. I mean, she can dance, she's cute, I forgot what other things. But there is one thing that they're kind of not, how do I say, take that as a bad thing, but more like, basically they started poking her squeezing her skin. And of course, instead of they saying it, both Natsupoi and Tim, Mizumori actually said, "Oh, I get it. So you want me to lose some weight to put myself in a diet," which, of course, that was the actual case. So the obvious thing later, they say how long, or like how much weight you think to lose. Um, Basically, she originally said 3, then 5, and then finally 10 kilos. That's like almost 50 something pounds or so. No, no, yeah, no, 22 pounds. My bad. Yeah, I was doing the whole thing in my head. But yeah, anyway, so that's the idea. So the only way for Yuna Mizumori to join the Cosmic Angels is to lose 20 kilos, or just say 22 pounds. So the obvious thing is, can Mizumori pull it off? Um, she eventually actually did lost a couple of pounds recently. They actually weighed her, but that's another conversation for another time. Next up, we have Mei Seira, Suzuki, and of course Sareee Noi. They take on the members of Queen's Quest, Saya Kamitani, Azumi, and of course Utami Hayashida. Now, some of you probably ask, wait a minute, isn't it Sareee Noi a member of Cosmic Angels? Yes. Now, keep in mind, those who are fully aware, so they know we'll be in an Indian strap match with Natsupoi. Now, their rivalry is a little different from in this particular from the match that's going to happen later on, but let's focus on this match. I have to say this was a pretty interesting match. However, I had a feeling that this was going to be a different direction from what I was witnessing. There were moments where you see Kamitani and Surinoi try to bout heads. Now, if you guys remember clearly, um, Kamitani did mention that she did see Sareee Noi's face, but this was during the time when the worst kept secret was revealed. After the revealment of KAIRI that she was the mysterious woman, another woman appeared, and of course, no one knew who it was. The fast forward a year later, Kamitani posted on Twitter when she saw Sareee Noi after the match during the Cinderella tournament finals. She said, "I seen her face. She was the mysterious woman." So basically, that was it. So there is the possibility we could see a match between both Kamitani and Inouye down in the future, but this match ended in a 15-minute time limit draw. But sooner or later, they're gonna be uh, sooner or later, Kamitani and Inouye will see each other. But however, there was a moment where, of course, Zuzu and Inouye kind of did this like together, which is something that Inouye does every time. People confuse this because she does this. She thinks she's a member of the Bullet Club. No, this is the sign of the Fox God. If you guys know this, her theme song outside of Stardom is in fact what's it called? Megitusu, whatever. It's a song from Baby Metal. And of course, they do this because of the Fox God. So that's why. So don't get it confused. So anyway, move on to our main event. We have the members of DDM, Tekla, um, Mai Sakurai, Maika, and Julia taking on Stars, Saya Ida, Koguma, Azuki, and Mayu Iwatani. So this, as you know, this is more of a preview match. As you know, the current artist champions, Julia, Tekla, and Sakurai will be facing against their challengers, Star members, Azuki, Koguma, and Mayu in the steel cage match for the belts. So that kind of sets it in. But however, in this match, it was Maika with the Michinoku Driver 2 that put away the match. So they believe that, Stars aren't strong as they used to be. However, don't underestimate right now, because right now 2 of the challengers are crazy inside of a steel cage match, which of course they have more experience than DDM. But we'll see what happens when we get there. And I think that's pretty much it what we have for this particular review. Let's go move on to our final thing, which is of course news updates. Okay, so welcome to a news update. So this is what we have so far for everybody to report what's been going on in the world of pro wrestling. So let's get started. GCW has announced for some upcoming events, in particular for the Now and Forever event that will be taking place on the 14th in New York. Commander makes his return. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. I'm sure he's going to pull off some amazing stuff that we're going to be saying, holy shit, during his time. GCW has announced for two new shows that will be in August. The first one's called My Name Is. That one will take place on August 4th. Don't remember what city it is. I'm not sure if it's in LA. And then there's No Signal in the Hills, which take place, of course, on the 11th of August. So I'm looking forward. No announcements who will be booked for this particular um, events yet, but we'll find out as soon as we get closer and closer. So right now we're still good till in June. Hopefully by next month we'll get the answers. Now, interesting news. If you guys are big fans of Nick Wayne, known as the Prince of Pacific Northwest, it was reported that he will make his official AEW signing on July 18th, which is on his 18th birthday. Now, if you guys remember clearly, um, Darby Allin, who has known Nick Wayne since he was a kid, and Darby was trained by his dad, he offered him a contract about a year ago, but until he turns 18 years old. So it looks like it's coming fruition. Recently, it was reported by that both Nick Wayne and Billy Starks have graduated from high school, so we could see Nick Wayne making his way. However, they did say that because he will be officially signing with AEW on July 10th, we may see him make his debut on that very week. So still no unclear, no indications when will that happen, if it will be official just yet. So this was just reported. Until we hear something, we'll know. Moose from Impact Wrestling, this was reported by Fightful Select, has re-signed with Impact Wrestling. Now, the last thing I reported about Moose, it was reported that his contract with the company was about to expire. He did re-sign with the company back in 2021. However, it just say that he's just re-signed with Impact, and this is the longest deal contract that he did with Impact Wrestling in history. His goal that he is planning to do, from what I hear, he wants to be Mr. Impact Wrestling. So that's an interesting goal for him to do. Let's see how he gets there. Prestige Wrestling has announced for the Cascadia Wrestling Cup for the first round match that takes place later on this month of June. Allen Angels requested a match against, of course, the ace of Prestige Wrestling, Sonico. So I'm looking forward to that. Prestige Wrestling has announced for an upcoming event that'll take place on September 24th. The Respect issue, and it was announced that Tyler Breeze will be making his debut in this particular show. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, have mentioned many times about Reality of Wrestling, which is Booker T's promotion and wrestling school for the Summer of Chaos. It was now announced that Zilla Fatu, the son of the late Umaga, will be making his in-ring debut as a pro wrestling. Now, I'm not saying he is debuting in WWE. This is Booker T's promotion. He enters his school, and that's where he's going to be. So at the moment, he will be making his pro wrestling debut very soon at Reality of Wrestling. Not WWE, for all of you WWE fans. Don't get it twisted. Now it's official for all you Joshi fans out there. If you guys remember, I reported that Natsupoi made some interesting comments towards Hashimoto over a match that Hashimoto was involved. Hashimoto found out what Natsupoi said, so she seems like she's down to have a match. And then, of course, Natsupoi thought the same thing too. It was later reported that, of course, that I did mention that this match was going to happen. But the obvious question I did ask, was this match going to take place at a Stardom ring or a Sendai Girls ring? Well, it's now been foretold it's going to take place at a Sendai Girls ring in Korakuen Hall on the 18th. On the 16th of July. Chihiro Hashimoto versus Natsupoi. So this is going to be interesting. Now, I'm not sure I'll be able to watch it, but I'll keep apprised to see what's going on for all of you guys. Now, finally, if you guys remember clearly, I reported about the Sareeism that will be taking place on August. It was later told that Sareee, formerly known as Sareee, known as Sareee, her name was Sareee in NXT now known as Sareee, was announced that she'll be teaming again with KAIRI in a tag match against Takumi Iroha and, of course, Arisa Nakashima. Now, apparently, they both KAIRI and Sareee have talked about certain things. Let me pull up that what they talked about. Here it is. This is what KAIRI said about Sareee. Actually, I have never fought or partnered with Sareee before, but I was in WWE and Sareee and I were both there. And I was really looking forward to seeing Sareee when I heard she was coming to the US. But due to the coronavirus, we couldn't meet. Now, this is what. Oh, hold on. And, and of course, Sareee said the same thing too. So basically, they're looking forward to this. So, so basically, they never actually met before because of the coronavirus. So this is going to be interesting for those two. Now, some of you may ask me if there's any way to watch this. Fortunately, the last Surrealism event took place back in May. It was impossible, but I have been following it on Twitter, so I'll keep an update on that particular match as well. So we'll see what happens then. I think that's pretty much it for now. So let's just call it a day. Okay, so I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Sorry that I only kept one review for everybody. The only reason this happened was because of my regular day job. It was so crazy. I worked at 7 in the morning all the way to 5 p.m. and it's nerve wracking. But I was able to only do this as soon as I saw that Stardom was in fact available for me to watch. I knew I had to do it, so what the hell not? So coming up, we do have the latest Gleech show that's going to take place. I think this is G Pro Wrestling version 55, I believe. And then of course we got NXT, and we'll see about NWA Power. Hope they're not doing more of the whole thing with the Crockett Cup. If not, then I'll just leave those two. So we'll see what happens for Tuesday Wrestling. So as this moment, we'll just leave it as that. But till then, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.